Welcome to the One Up Podcast. I am your host, El Caballo, a.k.a. Tony. Here with some of my nearest and dearest and co-hosts in the building. Got my dog, DJ Doughy Fresh.
Yo, what's good?
First try.
I told you, it was a game that I be playing. Like, people want to see me mess up, bro. Come on now. Also in the building, got my dog, Pucho. He's back. Back in action.
I'm back.
Woo.
I'm back like cook crack, some would say. Okay. And my energy's not that great, all right? I'm averaging like 5 hours of sleep. You know, I got the new kid in the house. I got a baby. Here's some crying back there. You know, I apologize in advance, but my son be singing sometimes, you know.
He's got some lungs.
Also in the building, the Texas one without a gun, Mateo.
I thought Doughy was going to be host. Isn't that what we had? What he was asking?
Yeah.
Yeah, he wants to be the new host completely.
Oh.
Take Tony off the pod and everything.
Nah, he can go fly a kite with a goat.
He said he'll challenge you to single combat to take the title of host.
Yes, sir.
He would die. They would have to find a replacement. That's insane.
All right, is this with swords? Do you think you could take Doughy in a sword fight?
I could take Doughy any combat fight, period.
Because, like, if I had a fist fight, most people, I'd feel pretty confident. If we brought swords into it, I don't know how to wield the sword, all right? I don't know. Like, you know, I got some ideas, like, you know, fighting-wise, but I'm like, you know, I don't know. I'm scared of blades. I'm scared of
I would give you a little bit of information. At 10 years old, when I used to live in Orlando, I took a samurai class with my uncle. Your boy knows how to wield a samurai sword.
Took a samurai class.
He went to like 1 20-minute course, and he's all he's like, I took a class.
The boy went to class.
It's like when my wife one time, she went to a self-defense class, all right? She got home from the self-defense class, and she was like, all right, come at me, bro. I just took 3 steps to her, and she just squealed. Ah! And I'm like, all right, it didn't work. I think you got to go more times. You know what I'm saying? She's like, no. It's that they didn't teach us on when people come at you from front. She's like, come at me from behind. She's like poking her ass out and shit. I'm like, yeah, I know what you're on to. All right?
Damn,
you got me
Lisa.
beat here, you know? You got me beat.
That's hilarious. Also, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching the show, hit the subscribe button, like, follow. We're on all social media platforms. Please share us. Guide us to your
Let's get those likes up. When you're walking down the street, tell your next door neighbor, let's get these likes up, neighbor. All right? Tell them about the One Up Podcast.
I thought you were telling him just tell him that with no context. Just get those likes up, and then you keep moving.
Or you could do that too.
That's insane.
I like that. Got a like for me.
But no, I think everybody should know some type of hand-to-hand or special weapons type ability or something. Like, you're going to live your whole life not knowing how to defend yourself? Shit's crazy. You're like a pro boxer type person.
No.
I can
not
like
a pro boxer.
Well, out of us 4, you're the pro boxer here. You fucking actually did the damn thing. I didn't.
Relatively speaking, sure. But I would not put myself on the same par as a professional fighter, man.
And I'm a professional swordsman. No.
Yeah. He watched The Last Samurai once as a professional.
That's disrespectful. But yeah, I would definitely take Doe out in any combat without a hesitation.
I'd get on my bike, and it'd be over for you.
What are you going to battle over me?
Doughy's got like the bike with the fucking swords coming out the sides, and he's just going to Moomin Rider all over your ass till he slices you up, man. You're fucked.
That's ridiculous. We're just painting pictures of death. That's wild. But I do want to say this, though. If Pucho could just bless us with anything besides having a child and all that, just bless us with some information, anything funny that happened. You've been gone so long. The people want
I got
to
a
hear
new
from you.
bidet, all right?
Ooh.
Got a brand spanking new bidet. It's fire. Before I had the Lux or some shit, you know, it's got the handle on the side, all this stuff. It's a little obnoxious. Recently the cover started to like fall off and then it broke. And then it's like, you don't want to shit right onto the things that spray water. It's like, now we're getting into unsanitary conditions. That's why the cover's there.
Yeah.
So then I looked into it and I leveled up, people. Now I have a toilet seat that has a built-in bidet into it.
Damn.
So it's just the toilet seat. It's fire. Now I'll say this, right? When I turn the water on, it does not have the same pressure as the old bidet. The old bidet looked like, bear with me, all right? It looked like some riot control shit. You know, the cops coming out with the fire hose, and they're spraying all the protesters down, and they're knocking all the, it was like that. Like I could give myself an enema easily. I wouldn't even have to think about it. I just enema. I got water going all the way up. I could feel coolness in my belly. Okay, damn. It's intense. This one doesn't even get close to that. But my ass is always clean. So nice. I'm like, it's not the pressure I wanted, but maybe it's what I need. You know what I'm saying? Maybe the other one was too powerful. I was destroying my insides. You know what I'm saying? Who knows?
Or you got the Batman of bidets is what you got going on there.
Or maybe he built his asshole strength up, so now this lesser strength of water pressure doesn't affect him no more.
Now, is this seat heated?
Oh,
no, I didn't go that far because then you gotta like run like electricity to the seat, and I was not doing that. I don't have an outlet real close to my toilet.
Something skeeves me out a little bit about adding electricity into my bidet mix.
Yeah,
it's a shocking.
Electrocute your asshole. That'd be intense.
He's gonna water taser your butt.
Oh my god!
I can already imagine the yelp that Pucho would do. That should be insane. But no, I need to get a bidet. Honestly, that shit is ridiculous. Like, I'm kind of jealous. I've never been or seen a bidet in action. Shit's crazy. Shit is wild.
I suggest you buy one. The one I got, it cost $90-something bucks. The old one you could get for as low as $40. The one I had before, which is a totally fine bidet. I recommend it to everybody.
I wonder how much it would be.
It's a good starter bidet.
Doughy, you still don't have a bidet, right?
No, it's just I have a different type of toilet, and it's not a normal toilet. You have to run a water line.
What if I buy you a bidet?
Like I said, it's not. They have to change my entire toilet out.
The water line is inside of the toilet. You're saying, right?
It's a flush-o-matic, which is just a pipe to a toilet seat, to a toilet, and then you have the toilet seat. There is no tank. There's no tank, so you have to run a water line to the bidet, and it's very complicated.
What if I have a fix for you, Doughy? What if I've got a fix for you, Doughy? What if I buy you one of these bad boys to keep next to your toilets?
This guy's
now we're talking.
We just load you up with a super soaker next to your toilet, and there's your bidet.
Yeah, a gel blaster. Gel blast my asshole.
Your ass. That's fucking ridiculous. Never in my life would I've ever thought that would be a thing to do or attempt.
Can you see the water line going towards the toilet?
It's a pipe.
So it's not a flexible hose or anything like that.
No.
It's just an actual, That's more difficult.
Yeah. I don't think we got a fix for that one.
Not right now.
You'd have to change it out to a different toilet, basically.
You think people have bidets in post-apocalyptic situations?
Hell no.
It would be a luxury.
I think if you've got a bidet in a post-apocalyptic situation, you're probably like the top tier society.
But what about the radiation poisoning? Right up your ass?
Ooh, yeah, in Fallout, that wouldn't be good. In Fallout, you actually don't want to touch any water. Mm-hmm. All the water in that game is fucked.
I drink only Nuka-Cola whenever I'm doing a Fallout run.
Yeah.
First off, you're going to have water actually running in the post-apocalyptic. God damn it, I can't say this word. Post-apocalyptic. Tongue twisters, ladies and gentlemen.
Post-apocalyptic.
You're going to have running water during this time? There's no way. There's no running water. The plants are going to be done. Like, where are you getting what's the point of a bidet? More importantly,
clean ass.
Yeah, that's the point.
You don't need a bidet for that. Just go in the river, spread your ass cheek, and just dip.
Tony, if we can't even have bidets after the nuclear warfare that takes down 99% of the population, what is even the point? Why are we surviving this nuclear wasteland if we're not going to have bidets to look forward to?
Maybe you don't have a bidet now.
Mateo does have a bidet.
You have a bidet?
Yeah, only downstairs though.
Yeah,
I just barely figured out how to install it upstairs. I need to get both bidets going on, so I have dual bidet action.
Yeah, he'll be better than me. I got 2 toilets in my house. I only got 1 bidet.
Yeah,
I don't like the other toilet. The water's too high, and then my junk gets wet, and I don't like it. I don't like it. All right, somebody told me I could go. I'm not super handy. I'm a little handy. I'm not super handy. Somebody told me I could go into the bowl and adjust the water height, because then that'll make the other toilet usable.
I didn't know that was a thing. That's cool.
Neither did I.
Yeah, look at that. So none of us are handy.
Well, I mean, yeah,
it's a good thing that Pooch is back. A lot of the fans were saying that they were missing the bidet talk. They didn't know where to go for their bidet updates in their podcast world.
Oh, wow.
They're also missing the weird flex of the TV. We haven't heard a flex of the TV in a long ass time.
Yeah, the 77-inch, OLED, HDR, 4K. It's still kicking. I'm watching things. I recently got a Crunchyroll subscription. Crunchyroll, I'm gonna unsubscribe. What a shit fucking app. Yeah. Okay. Look, they don't have an app on your TV, so you got to get the app on your phone, and then you got to like Apple Cast to your television, which is fine. Except every time I try to Apple Cast, it'll be like, oh dang! I get oh dangs from the Crunchyroll app. Remember oh dang when you're buying a PS5 from Walmart? Yes. I'm getting those again from Crunchyroll. I'm like, I can't deal with this. And then it won't let me cast it to the TV. I have to unplug the internet, replug it in, and it'll work for like 6 hours or so, and then it'll just stop working again. And I'm just like, this ain't worth it. So I'm gonna.
You can use your PlayStation. You just download the app to your PlayStation and use
There's a Crunchyroll app on PlayStation?
Yep.
Yeah.
And I use Funimation. I had Crunchyroll, but I went to Funimation. It's way better than in my eyes. Even though
Crunchyroll got rid of all their TV apps, so it's not on my Roku, it's not on my Sony TV, it's not on my LG, it's not on my Samsung. It's on none of the televisions.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with them.
Oh, yeah,
I signed up for the 5-borough bike tour in May. That's exciting.
Our boy Spork's gonna join that.
Yeah, that's the whole reason I did it. It's because he's coming. So.
He's trying to talk me into doing it. I don't know if I'm convinced yet.
What bike would you take?
I don't know. I'd either have to rent one up there, or I don't know if I would ship my bike up there and take like a single speed and try to do it on that thing. That seems like a pain in the ass.
What I'd do is tell him to take one of his bikes. He has like 15 bikes. I'd tell him to.
He's got about 45 bikes.
He's gonna bring. Bikes. Yeah, he's gonna bring. I'm sure he's gonna bring his own bike. I would just tell him to put.
He don't have 45 bikes. How much bikes does he really have?
He has probably like 15.
He's probably
20.
got like 15 or 20, and then he's got parts enough to probably make 5 more bikes on top of that.
This guy owns a bike shop?
No, he's just he's a cyclist.
He's a cyclist, and he just wants to own all the parts, even for a bike that he's never actually going to build.
That's insane. What do you do with 15 fucking bikes?
I mean, if you have the room for it, I could see. Yeah, I could see if you had some room. Yeah,
it's one of his hobbies. It's like me. I got fucking 2,000 games in Steam. How many of those games am I realistically ever going to play?
Yep.
I'm still buying 5 more games every time there's a Steam sale on. So, what is my problem?
Car enthusiasts have a car full of a garage full of cars.
A car full of garages.
Yeah, a car full of garages. That was fucking crazy.
That's wild. Hey, shout out to you, man. That's your love. Fuck it. Who am I to judge? But
that should be a lot of fun. It's gonna go through all 4 boroughs, 40 miles. Should be fun.
Oh, that's easy for you.
All
40
5 boroughs, you mean?
All 5 boroughs, yeah.
That's gonna be.
I heard
easy
all
for
4. I don't know. Maybe I'm.
Yeah, I might have messed up. Yeah, all 5
you said they go into they do the illest U-turn going into the Bronx.
If you look at,
no one wants to go to the fucking Bronx,
bro. I was so fucking disappointed when I saw what the actual route was and how much love the Bronx gets. Like, you're going through Queens, all these parts of Queens, you're going through all these parts of Brooklyn, you're going up the stretch of Manhattan, and you get to see the Verrazano Bridge for Staten Island. Bro, the Bronx, literally, you cross a bridge, you go down like 2 or 3 blocks, you make a right turn, and then you go to Queens.
What the fuck?
Yo, it's like it's one of these.
Back to that shit.
Yeah. It's that energy.
I remember the gesture. I forgot what it meant.
I don't think we knew what it meant even at the time that gesture was made.
That's
yeah.
crazy. Why are they shitting on the Bronx like that?
I have no idea. Maybe they think,
it's the slums of the slums.
People are gonna get robbed or something. I'm not sure. Like,
that's cool though, bro. I hope you. It's like a first place thing, right? Like you get, or it's just a regular marathon type.
no, it's just a regular marathon. It's just, for charity.
It's charity, promoting health. It's not about winning anything.
We'll be there first.
But I'm gonna probably be in the first wave. I chose to be as early as possible. And hopefully I can get on his team that he's on.
Bro, you know what you need to do?
What if you're the first one to cross the line, and then everybody shit talks you because you're on an e-bike?
I
plan to not. I mean, I don't plan to put a lot of assists on that day. I plan to use like eco mode.
Yeah, but Pucho might be onto something. They're gonna probably try.
It's okay. They can shit on me. I'll tell them. Very SMD very quickly. And, you know what I mean?
My donuts, man.
Yeah.
Yo, you should definitely get like a flag of the One Up podcast logo. So when you go in first place, the interviewers, you're the first place. Yeah, One Up podcast.
I'm gonna be completely honest.
Start at the back of the pack. Okay, put the flag, crank that assist to max, and just zoom. Everybody's gonna go. That kid is flying, and then you usually see the One Up just. That shit'll be lit.
I think we need to get some
man on the
sword.
mission.
That's crazy. That flag's gonna look crazy. They can One Up. They're gonna be like, "Yo, this guy is upping everybody out here." Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Do that shit though.
I think I will.
Start at the back. Let them know where you at, bro. That's crazy.
Honestly, people to start Deke at the back. I could start at the back of the first wave, but Deke at the back.
That's lit, bro. I hope you have fun and be safe out there. They're gonna block off the roads, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sheesh. That's gonna be lit.
Could you imagine 10,000 cyclists doing Idaho stops all across the city?
Entire city shut down.
Traffic jam like a motherfucker, bro. That shit would be sick.
Still very dangerous. A lady died 2 weeks ago. 31-year-old lady died on a bike. A fucking box truck crushed her, making a right turn.
Damn, that's nutty.
In that part of the city, too, in Queens, they don't have the light and the walking signal are at the same time. So anybody walking and anybody trying to make a right turn, sometimes people are mad pressed to make the right turn, so they'll try to go ahead of the people trying to walk across the street. So stuff like that. They just put the delayed people walk first, and then the cars get the green light. So
that's lit. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't done so already, hit that share button, the subscribe button, that like button. We're on all social media platforms. Let's not forget to show some love. And even in the comment section, we read them all the time. Feel free. Say, hey, welcome back, Pucho. We missed you. Whatever you want to say. Show some love.
Doughy, come in. Yup. Doughy gang.
Is killing like Steven right now. You are killing Steven every single time he sees that.
I thought he loved it.
He loves it. He loves it. Everyone low key loves the Yodi gang. All right, we're in Yodi land.
Man, see, you call him Steven, I call him Beaumont. Fucking Tony the other day
calls him Steve.
I was like, why are they calling him Steve? Steve. I'm like, nah, that ain't right.
It didn't feel right. I was like,
it
wow.
It felt right.
Yo, every time, who the fuck is Steve? I had to tell him it was Beaumont.
Bro, it's funny too because every time you say Beaumont, I think of Castlevania. Every fucking time, bro. I'm like, damn, man, I missed this show. Like, that's every time you say his name, I think of that. It's like that. Awesome.
It's the Belmonts, just to be clear.
Yeah, Belmonts, yep. Gangsta-ass gangsters. But, ladies and gentlemen, for our topic, there's some people shitting on Sony, saying that due to the lack of new shooters or action games, that they're pushing away or going away from Sony heading to Microsoft because they think that the adaptations of these game-to-movie films is unnecessary. And they think that they're not focusing on what they really need to do and make better games instead of this game movie shit. I don't know. What do you guys think about it? You guys think that's a bugged out statement, or you think games should move that way and just forget about shooters at all?
I mean, I don't want to get all console wars on here, but I mean, if you look at the output of Microsoft and you look at the output of Sony, it's just incomparable. Like, Sony's just like wiping the floor with Microsoft right now. Microsoft owns all these amazing studios that they should, as time goes on, they should be able to start pumping shit out that rivals or surpasses what Sony could produce. But right now, it doesn't look like Microsoft's doing much. So, like, I don't know. It's hard to look at the two and be like, "Yep, I'm gonna go to the Xbox." Like in terms of quality of games, I think for the most part, everybody should just make the decision of like, unless there's not, if there's exclusives you want, go wherever the exclusives are. But just go wherever your friends are playing. That's really the main thing for me. Like, I would be bummed out if I was on Xbox. Oh yeah, playing 2K on PlayStation. It should be boring. Like,
yeah. I mean, that's kind of the reason why I left Xbox too. Came back, all you guys were playing Last of Us and all that. So, but
Microsoft is killing it when it comes to games as a service. Like, Game Pass is the best value in gaming right now. There's nothing that comes close. Humble monthly, Humble Choice, whatever the hell their monthly thing is, it's all right. Sony's PlayStation Plus offerings, they're all right, but Game Pass is a little bit better. It lets you play with your Xbox friends. It gives you this constantly rotating library. They add a lot of really cool top tier games there. I mean, that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, that shit came out day of. There was no like, let's wait for 3 months or whatever. It came out day of. A lot of games are released like that.
I love my Xbox. I have one. I play it all the time. Playing Fallout 3 right now. It gets a lot of play for me. I played Dead Space recently. I wanted to play it before I play the remake. Played Dead Space 2. Playing all sorts of games on there. I enjoy it. I like it a lot. Games Pass, very impressive. I don't get what these people are trying to say when they say that Sony doesn't have enough shooter games. I guess if you're talking about military sims, I guess you can say, yes, there is a lack of military sims. But I think Sony's doubled down on making video games. And I think they're trying to be ahead of the curve. And I think this movie adaptation to show, I think they're doing a really good job at it. First with the Ratchet and Clank movie, I thought that was pretty good. And now with the last
movie,
yeah, Ratchet and Clank had a movie, didn't they? They had a Ratchet and Clank, or was it the other one? Who was it?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it was Ratchet and Clank. I thought it was like a tie-in with not that it was a tie-in, but I thought it came out around the same time as the game.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, which was pretty good. And I think when you look at video games, as it is kind of a movie experience, and I think they're just tying them together and trying to create something separate from the video game.
I mean, they're called video games, okay? There's video movies and video games. They're obviously there's a obvious relationship, right? Like,
I mean, I kind of see what he's saying, but I don't agree with him at all. At all. Like, me as a person who likes first-person shooters or any action kind of game, like, yeah, Sony, it's not Sony, but the developers, it hasn't been pushing a lot of those out. It's been a lot more story-based games or RPGs and shit like that. So it's like, as, shooter games are not coming out, I think it's due because games like Call of Duty or Apex or Battleground, people still play Battleground to this day.
What shooter games does Xbox make?
Gears of War is a third-person shooter. I haven't seen them drop any of that. I think that franchise is done.
But I mean, there's Uncharted, right?
Halo.
Are we talking first-person shooters? Or
any shooter. Anything with a shooter, yeah.
Right. So Halo's a good example.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they made a great movie.
One.
And they did a great show as well.
Said no one ever.
No, the show's good.
People hated the shit out of that.
I liked the show.
I haven't watched it.
I heard the Halo show is good. I heard
I
from
like
people
it.
that I know that they said it was good.
Nice.
I mean, in theory, they should have been able to make a good show, right? Because how many Halo novels are there? There's like 40 some odd like Halo books. There's Halo comics. There's all kinds of shit.
But yeah,
I don't know. People act like these adaptations are like wild. That like it's so crazy that all these studios are making these adaptations. But like Hideo Kojima's been making basically video like movies for years with a little bit of gameplay sprinkled in there.
yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like that's why I don't agree with him. Like I don't think that it takes away from a gaming experience. Like video games, like Last of Us, fucking prime example. That's a shooter game, but with a hell of a story. And the show that just came out is really good. But like, just sticking to that, it's just like, I get it, buddy. You want a shooter game, but you have these top tier shooter games that everyone's playing. So any devs trying to come in and make a new game, or it's gonna be hard to overtop Call of Duty, Apex, fucking Fortnite that's still around, bro. Like all these games, these are fucking colossal games, bro. I don't see another shooter game taking over that.
I think we're missing some of the weird shooters. I think that I don't necessarily agree with the dude's point about like there's a lack of shooters, but I think that there's a lot of we've lost some of like the fun ones, like the weird like I forget the series, but they had like a time effect where you could like reverse time in the shooting game. It wasn't like a straight up like military realistic style sim. There was a lot of shit that had like weird stuff like that. There was time reversing. There was what was that one on PlayStation that was like the bullet thing? They made a big deal about how accurate all the gun sounds were, and it was like this like not quite AAA shooter. And we've lost a lot of those. Like a lot of the shooters now are it's either if you're not playing Battlefield, then you're playing Call of Duty. If you're not playing Call of Duty, then you're playing Valorant.
Apex.
If you're not playing Valorant, you're playing PUBG or any of the other 5 million, battle royales out there.
Yeah, I think like the Unreal and Doom clone era has passed, unfortunately. Yeah. And there were a lot of fun games that kind of spawned off from those, two series. But
fucking had Chex Quest, the fucking cereal game box game that was just like, it's crazy how you're right. So many games spawned off of that small, I don't know.
Now, if you're talking PC though, PC has all the crazy shooters still. There's 15, 20 different World War I shooters now. There's MMO shooter mixes where there's like someone doing RTS tower building while you're on the ground shooting guns. There's all kinds of crazy shit on PC. But on console, it seems like it's kind of like distilled down to just these 3 basic groups. You're either Call of Duty, Battlefield, or one of the weird battle
Apex,
royale style
Fortnite,
ones.
yeah. PUBG, like that's what I'm saying. It's gonna be hard for anybody to make another shooter game that's not those guys and try to compete. You know what I mean? Like it's just.
Yeah, I don't think it's a first party studio issue. Like I think the third parties really have the shooters down locked. Like you said, Battlefield, Call of Duty, which I mean maybe Xbox soon. I don't know the deal. The Activision deal hasn't finalized yet, but. For now, it's a third party game, right? And then some of the others that you mentioned, like Valorant or Fortnite or whatever the fuck, like none of these guys are owned by Sony or Microsoft. Like you said, a little shooter coming out, and they've tried it. Like remember when I think Sony tried to drop that game Mag? It didn't hit.
Oh yeah, people. Mag.
It didn't hit. What was it, like 500 player multiplayer matches or maybe it was 100, but it was a big deal at that time. Like we were playing 6v6 in Call of Duty, and they were talking some 100-man servers. It felt like
128. I think it was 128.
Right.
It
was something big. So
I think it's the businessification of gaming is what I would blame for the lack of shooters. I think that you have these studios and you get into like the boardroom and you're pitching your idea. And your idea sounds like just like a military shooter, and then the response you get from the room is, okay, but is this game that we're thinking of making going to be better than Battlefield? Is it going to be better than Call of Duty? Is it going to have better controls? Are we going to? And the answer is no. Like you don't have the resources to do that as a little like not huge studio. I think, and people aren't willing to take that risk. You're not willing to put that much money into investing into developing this thing that's probably not going to outsell the juggernauts in the industry.
I agree, but I also think that there's always room for something new. Like, look at how Battlefield 2042 dropped the ball, and like that game, I don't know if they're ever gonna be able to regain like the player base from that game. I think it's over for them.
We say that, but you know that they drop Battlefield 7 trailer tomorrow. It's going to get 20 million views in the first 10 minutes. People are going to be pre-ordering that shit day of. Like,
No, I mean,
I think it's going to take more than one fuck up for Battlefield to really take a hit to their player base and to the hype train that they can build just by releasing a trailer for their games.
I feel like them failing leaves room for someone else to get it right. That's all I think that it gives room for other developers to kind of. Yeah, I personally I felt like that probably was the worst game of that year and my biggest disappointment money wise purchasing. I spent over $100 on that game.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of agree with Doughboy. As much as I'm a fanboy of Battlefield, it left a bad taste in my mouth. Like, I literally, just the other day, I want to play some Battlefield. I want to snipe somebody from 200 meters out. Like, that's all I really want to do. I don't want to, you know what I mean? Like, and it's just like, I don't have a squad. It's really, I used to not be like that. I used to be, I'm a solo dude. I don't need a fucking squad. But, bro, you need a squad. It's just not fun without it. You know what I mean?
We were playing Battlefield 1 last night, and it was a grind, dude. Everyone had a fucking light machine gun or a machine gun, and we were just dying. They were just stacking our bodies up.
Damn, you had a squad of like 3-4 of y'all, or what?
Yeah, but we were stuck in this bottleneck for they pushed us. They pushed us hard. We had like one control point. We were just screwed from like the beginning of that match.
Yeah, that was how. What was it? Metro, Pucho, that meat grinder map, where B was in the middle and the train station or some shit like that. Subways.
Yeah, that's Metro. That map is nuts. That's Metro. Yo, the Operation Locker is still my favorite. Yo, that's my favorite Battlefield map. And as a huge Battlefield fan, it's kind of crazy to say that because it's the least Battlefield map. There's no planes, there's no tanks, there's no vehicles. It's just like infantry war, which is like not it's not faithful to like the Battlefield formula, but it's still it's just my favorite. Just the tactics of like trying to go to different spots to like poke holes and into like the defense of whoever has that middle point is it's fun as hell. And then, whipping out the shotgun and just one-shotting everybody because everything is so close quarters is just so fun.
It completely changed the dynamic of Battlefield, but it kept it faithful, which is what I like.
Now, got a question for you guys. Do you think that The Last of Us changed the game for video game shows? Like, do you think it's like the creme of the crop? Like, we had a whole bunch of games that came out that had shows or whatever, but do you think The Last of Us is you think we all watched the first episode, so it's like, do you think that's the masterpiece? Like, right now it's top dog.
Okay, audience, in case you have not watched the first episode, there might be some spoilers in this little discussion here.
Yeah, sure.
Audience, in case you missed what Tony said, he said the creme de la crop.
I said it, and I was trying to I hope no one caught it. But
or
fucking
creme
Pucho.
of the crop. I don't know. He mixed the creme de la creme and cream of the crop.
Yeah, that's what I did.
The two say
Creme de la crop.
I don't think he said creme de la crop, but I like
creme,
that better than
creme de la crop.
Creme de la crop is the shit. That's my new shit. Creme de la crop.
Glad I had Pucho back, right? Just catches all my fucking shit.
I think we needed that. It's what we were missing. We were letting you slide.
Facts. I was getting away with murder out here.
Damn. But yes, I think the Last of Us TV show has set a new bar of what a video game adaptation could be. And I'm really looking forward to future video game adaptations. I'm really hoping that they look at something like The Last of Us and they go, all right, we really got to fucking nail it. We can't just phone in on like, oh, people like Call of Duty, so the Call of Duty movie is going to sell. We don't care if it's faithful or if it's like not going to have certain characters. Or, it's just, I don't know. Often these video game stories are just like a generic story, and they just have like the characters' names and faces, and there's some small references here and there, and it's just like, I don't know. It's usually why people don't like these adaptations, but
I remain a little pessimistic. I think that people are just gonna. I think that like the corporate dudes that make these adaptations happen, they're just gonna be like, oh look, this video game adaptation did really well, and they're not gonna pay attention to why it did really well. And this might be another wave of us just getting some really bad adaptations. Is what I fear.
I think it has a lot to do with who is making it. I think HBO doesn't really drop the ball a lot. If you ask me, like a lot of HBO shows are just, they have a level that they work at, and I think they just brought it up. And this has been in development for a really long time. Mm-hmm. So I'm excited for what's next. The show made me cry. I was feeling all sorts of emotions. I like the little additions that they made. I like the scene for scenes. Everything was great.
No,
yeah. I read a little bit about what's coming up in terms of because the show people have already watched the whole show, like the critics and stuff. So a lot of these reviews you're getting of the show is people that have watched the whole thing already. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they say there's episode 3 is supposed to be intense. And in a number of these episodes, they add a lot of things that weren't in the game. And they say that it makes the game even better. So I'm actually really looking forward to seeing what some of these scenes could be. But it'll probably fill in some gaps that I guess a video game should be able to do it best, because you can make it any length. Shit, I just beat God of War. My shit is at 50 hours. The game is too fucking long. So like you could pack in a lot of side shit in a game. It's probably the best medium to do it, but
yeah,
some things aren't good gameplay. So that's probably what. So that's probably why they opted to do it in the TV show. And then the TV show has another big advantage, which is Neil Druckmann, the guy who wrote the game with, I think, Amy Penning, something like that. But at least he's one of the writers for the show. So they got basically one of the original writers of the game. He's writing the show or whatever. So
how do you guys feel about the change from spores to tendrils?
So far, it hasn't really caused anything. I think that the mask shit where you had to put on the mask added a little bit of like ambiance to like the environment. It built out the world a little bit, but they're going with a different route. Like we all saw the first like intro to the game, like the intro to the show is the scientists talking at that forum about like the dangers of like a fungus taking over.
And I found it I don't know, I kind of like it. I like some of I knew they were going to change some things from the game to the show. What I really liked is how you got the fillers, like all the little stuff you're missing in the game, like the story of the fungus. Like the fungus guy was a great example. Like I don't remember seeing that in the game at all, but that added like for me playing the game and looking at it, like, damn, okay, I like how they're building this shit up. This is how you make a good game movie or game show. You put a lot of time and effort into the story, the plot. Of course, the characters sell themselves, right? They're going to sell themselves. But that's why, going back to Pucho's thing about if Call of Duty made a movie, it would be generic. I also agree. I don't think Call of Duty would be able to drop a show or a movie and be good. I don't think they should ever do that, because it's military, first off, and it's just going to be blank. Just like Pucho said, they're not going to put enough plot or theory. It'll be just all character names dropped. So
Battlefield could pull it off.
Battlefield could.
If they
Bad Company guy?
The Bad Company guys, if they gave us a Bad Company show, I would eat that shit up, dude.
Yeah.
There's also the vignette from Battlefield 5 of like the tank commander. That one was like the best story.
I mean, the Battlefield 1 like campaign, that'd be some good shit too.
Yeah, all the little stories I had a blast with. Just to be clear, I didn't say that you couldn't make a Call of Duty movie. I was saying that what a lot of studios have done was to just take an IP such as Call of Duty and make something generic and then call it Call of Duty. And it's like, that doesn't make for a good movie. You got to kind of build this thing from the ground up as Call of Duty to make it resonate with the fans of the game as well as like casual watchers or whatever. But
Steven Seagal thought he could tap into the Call of Duty people with his last few movies. If you've watched any of them, they're very tactical. Yo, there's parts where he's not even aiming. He's just shooting so bad.
I did see he was holding a gun like weird in a weird way.
Did y'all see the fight scene that is just him sitting in a chair the entire time?
Sweet.
It's like a laziness thing. Like he just didn't want to film that.
I just don't think he wanted to film that part standing up. He was just sitting in a chair the entire time.
It's been a long day. We're gonna make some changes to the scene. I'm gonna have a seat. Come at me, bro. Just come at me.
The love that Doughboy has for Steven Seagal is ridiculous, bro. But nah, listen. I think though, Last of Us has a chance to. I don't know. Dude, did they say how many seasons or anything like that, Pooch? On the critics or anything? It's just one season.
I've heard that this first season is going to be the first game. I don't know if that's accurate or not, but that was the early rumors that I heard. Is this first season is going to cover the entirety of the first game?
It has to. There's no good spot to stop.
It better not stop in like 10 episodes though. They should have been to give us a good.
I mean, they could stop right before the time jump. There's a mini time jump in the show or in the game, right?
I think it's a flashback, ain't it?
There's a flash forward because they just kind of the game. There's a game scene. They're leaving a city and then they're in the wilderness, right? And that I think that's where you play as Ellie.
They do a few time jumps because the game starts during. Maybe it starts during summer or something, but you go through the seasons in the game. Mm-hmm. So like the last season, I think is spring. They go through a whole winter and they're in spring and they go through whatever season came before. So there's certainly a lot of time. You don't play the game through all those days, but it just doesn't feel like a satisfying point to stop. Like the story hasn't told there hasn't been a good enough story for me to stop it at like anywhere else in the middle. I'm hoping they do a season 1, the first game, season 2, the second game. That should be hype.
But how many episodes though do you think? Because we all know too many
10
episodes.
10 episodes a pop. That's like what HBO standard.
That's not strong enough though for Last of Us.
The first episode was like an hour and a half long. That's that's like the length of a feature length film, yo.
Yep.
I know. I'm just saying,
like a film per episode.
I just feel like I don't want them to do too much, but I don't want them to rob the show either. You know what I mean? Like,
it doesn't seem.
I mean, I'm looking on Wikipedia right now. I don't know if it's just they haven't filled it out yet, but it stops at 9.
Holy shit!
So there's even one less. They could do it in 9 episodes.
Yeah.
I mean, really think about it. The game is not long. There's not a lot of content there, like for you know.
A lot of the game length is just because of how stealthy you're playing the game and how much you're sneaking and how like all that stuff is playing a factor in lengthening out the game.
Yeah, but there's like a lot of things things that we have questions for, like from how we get to this point, you know what I'm saying? Like, where's the story in there? Like, I don't know.
To Tony's point, though, I like a lot of the changes they made. Like the extra time that we get with his daughter in the beginning of the show was
awesome.
It builds up the impact. It makes it feel that much more brutal. Holy shit, man! The change up where instead of the car hitting them and flipping their car over, they did the fake out in the show. Loved it.
It's good.
It's good, like subtle changes.
A lot of people.
Sorry, what happened there? I misremember.
The car flips in a different way in the show. I forget how the car flips in this one. But in the game, it's because they get sideswiped. They get just straight up T-boned by a car. It flips the car over.
This when the plane that's falling and it lands in that area. Yeah.
Okay, and they did a fake out where you thought the car was gonna get like sideswiped and then it didn't. I was like, oh shit! Oh, they changed things.
Yeah, I liked all the changes that they made. But a lot of people are complaining. There's a lot of complaints. Yeah, you got people complaining.
Mainly, people don't like when you change the race of characters.
Yep.
Yeah, they don't not like that shit.
Yep.
People are like What's the actor who plays Joel? Something Pascal. What's his name?
Yep.
Pedro Pascal.
Pedro Pascal. They're like Joel
was white. Yeah, Joel was white.
Yeah.
I love that he's Mexican, bro. I love that he's Mexican American. Yo, I don't know whoever made that decision. This guy looks like Joel. This guy acts like Joel. I'm like, yo, they made a good decision.
All the characters look spot on to me, except for his brother. Tommy looks different. But so far, everybody looks like they did a good job with casting.
Yeah, do I need to go film some videos like out in the locations where they filmed like where they filmed the show? Because like there's some real Austin locations they use for the show. I mean the same thing with the game, obviously.
That's very cool.
Yeah, apparently they have some shit in New York, though. You should go and visit and record some videos.
Those things are always really long lines, and
so just get in there,
really
get out,
take Zeus.
Take Zeus, y'all make a little smoking, drinking trip. Y'all be good. Ride the bike. No, you never know. It might be lit. But do you guys think that when it comes to the adaptations in games or movies and stuff like that, or games to movies, do you think that this might be a whole new siege of now every other game is going to drop a fucking movie, or, vice versa?
I think they raised the bar. I think now other people are going to have to compete to be this good. Otherwise, it's going to be deemed trash.
But that's what I'm saying, though. Do you think that influx? Because Last of Us is doing a good job so far. Do you think that it's just going to pile on? Everybody's going to try to do it, and then now it's just going to fuck everybody else up, like saying like, I'm not going to give this a try because too much trash. You know what I mean? It's just when you get so much of the same shit coming in, at some point you're going to be like, like I don't care.
You mean like the superhero movie fatigue, where everyone's like, the Marvel releases 3 damn superhero movies every year. I'm tired of superhero movies. You're predicting the same kind of thing. There could be, honestly.
Yeah, I think it will have a negative effect on it because now, like what's that one show, Arcane? I think it was, right. I think it was a phenomenal show.
Weak. I did not enjoy Arcane. I could not get into Arcane. I watched the entire damn show. You know what happened in the last episode? The episode ended, and then it went to like the Netflix recommends these, and I was like, "What the fuck? The show ended? That was the end of the season."
Yeah, the ending was a little rough, but I didn't take it away from the thing, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't want not that I have control over it, but I don't want to be fucking just looking at it and seeing 17 different games with 17 different things, because it's gonna ruin the game too. At some point, you're gonna be like, you make a bad company game. I don't think they'll ruin it, but if they make a show like that, then it's gonna be like, damn, how many more? It's just gonna be endless. That's it. I don't think it's gonna affect any show or any game that comes out. It's gonna have an effect on it.
See, I have a few thoughts. So for one, I feel like people are gonna see the high quality of The Last of Us, and I don't think they're gonna be like, oh, we could just cash in on this and make it work. Like, I think The Last of Us is setting a bar that now all other video game adaptations are gonna be compared to. So like, I think if you try to cash in, it's just gonna be bad, and it's just gonna be a dud as usual. But on the other end, even if, like you said, there's a siege of video game adaptations, I don't think it'd be bad, because unlike like superhero fatigue or whatever, every superhero movie is about superheroes. Like, there's only so much. So it can only be so different. Like Guardians of the Galaxy, they're out in space. Ant-Man's like all little, and then everybody else is like somewhere in the U.S. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of hard to like make a different superhero movie. But a video game is like, the idea of a video game is that everything could be unique. Like you could have I would watch the shit out of a Red Dead Redemption movie or TV show. Like, I love Westerns already. That would be fun for me to watch.
It's what the Hateful Eight felt like Red Dead for some reason for me.
Huh.
So like, I don't know. I don't think it'd be bad if there were a ton of adaptations beyond the fact that they'll likely be bad.
So, some of them are going to be bad. We're gonna get Chris Pratt starring in a bunch of them, and it's gonna ruin the experience. But that's the way it goes, right?
Yeah, but it's just like take the Guardians of the Galaxy, right? The movie's great. They came out with a game. I think the game is trash. But it's got
I enjoyed
crazy
the hell out of
ass
the game.
ratings, 9 out of 5, 5 out of 5. I'm like, and I think it looked trash. Like I didn't play the game, but you know me, I go on YouTube and watch people play it because I like that shit. I look at that game and I don't think I would have fun with that shit.
I enjoyed it. It was like a movie TV show experience brought into a video game. Like there's a lot of just side shit. You're just walking around talking to people and just experiencing the world. I enjoyed the way that they built out the world a little bit.
Yeah, I ain't even like that shit. I think that shit was trash. Like
You don't even like games though.
here we go. Oh yeah.
What games do you play? You don't play games. You
This
play
is crazy.
Call of Duty.
These
You play Call of
claims-
Duty and you play 2K. You don't play anything else.
That's insane. I play Stray. I play Rainbow Six Siege.
Did you beat Stray?
I did not beat Stray.
Right.
I did not. But
I know you did it.
How
That's
many
why I'm
games
asking.
have you guys played that y'all beat this year?
I can give you a list. I've beat a
can
lot
give-
of games.
No, you don't.
List.
You haven't beat a game yet. Pucho, I can believe.
I
it.
just
You
beat
haven't
God of
beat a
War
game
this
yet.
morning.
I
I
just
beat
said
Chain Echoes like a week and a half ago.
Yeah, I can believe it. I'm saying Doe has so many games that he doesn't finish the game. So for him to say that I don't play games,
Doe's been beating games lately. I've actually told Doughy, I'm impressed by the number of games you've been beating this year.
I just beat Rogue AI Simulator. I've been playing Chained Echoes on Pucho's recommendation.
Nice.
I've been replaying Chrono Trigger again. I've been working my way through Final Fantasy 1 on my analog pocket.
them shits don't count. Yeah, these remake play games y'all play, they don't count. They don't count.
This one's not a remake. This is just this is just the straight up port onto the Game Boy Advance that I'm playing on my analog pocket.
I play just as many games as anybody else. Whether the genre of games you don't like, you two, that's not my problem.
You don't, Tony.
That's not my problem.
You don't like anything.
No, because I don't want to play these little ass games.
No, you just don't like anything.
Top downs,
Go
side
through the list of
scrollers,
your
and
games.
shit.
You
It's
just
just
don't play
ridiculous. I have a bigger library than anybody here of video games. Whether I play them or not is very different. We can go through that. But
we're counting my
not
Steam
only-
library, right?
Yeah,
What do you-
he wants to not only win the having the most games, but he wants to also say that he doesn't like playing a lot of games. He wants to win that argument too.
No, I like playing different type of games. Just because I don't play as much as you guys now. I definitely don't play as much as Doughboy. But like I do like playing games, and most of the times I play games is because you guys are online and you say, "Yo, get online, bitch, let's play." So we play. We play 2K. We play Call of Duty with other friends. Like most of the time, I don't play video games because I don't have the time. It's very difficult for me to do that.
I'm just saying, the opinion of a game being shit coming from you, I take it with a grain of salt because it seems like for the most part you don't like a lot of games. The games you like are you play games very casually. Like there's a couple of like games you'll pick up here and there, but you like the big games. You're gonna play the 2Ks. You're gonna play the Call of Duty.
So that makes you not have taste in games. That means that
I didn't say you had a bad taste in games. I'm just saying that you like your taste is you have a very casual taste in games. Is what I'm saying. So like if you said a game is bad, I'm like I don't know if I could take Tony's opinions because the types of games you do like are pretty the games that everybody likes. It's like the regular games.
I don't know. I think you would take my quality of gaming decisions better than even your own because you like too many games. So somebody who don't like enough games but say, hey, this game is good, even though they don't play it, you would take that more than somebody who plays all the games.
Yeah, if you said a game was good, not if you said a game was bad. There's a lot of games you don't like. You know what I'm saying?
But
like,
that's
Doughy
hard
loves
too, though.
so many games that when Doughy says he likes a game, I don't know if it's a good game or if it's just Doughy liking another game.
But that's hard though, right? Because you can like a game that you won't like, right? You have a game that you don't like. I might like it. So it's like someone to say they don't like a game is hard because it's really the eye of the beholder, like the person who's playing the games. Like
I don't know, man. Beaumont hasn't missed. All right. Let me say that. Them great game debate guys. They recommended a couple games. No duds. All right.
No duds.
So, no duds.
No Dudleys.
No Dudleys. But anyways,
crazy.
where were we?
I was going back to I was going back. So like other movies, right? Like we got the Sonic movie, we got the Detective Pikachu movie. I don't think Detective Pikachu did the best job, but it was an okay movie though. So
Detective Pikachu was fantastic. I enjoyed that one.
Visually fantastic. I think they missed.
Yeah, it was just a good movie.
Like, it wasn't nothing crazy.
If you took Pikachu out of the movie and made it like Detective Squirrel, it would be a good movie. Like it'd be fine. Like
that's crazy.
It's a good movie. Like the Pikachu aesthetic was fun. It was extra, but it wasn't like, I don't know. I thought it was good. It didn't it wasn't married to the game in a sense that like people only liked it. It's only good because it was a game or something like that.
I mean, almost our whole entire childhood life, bro, we've been around all these game adaptations that become movies. You know what I mean? Like Street Fighter, Super Mario Bros. So like, why now is it such like a big thing? Like, why now there's so much hype? It's because our generation that grew up with the video game and movies and shows.
There's so much hype.
Like right now, like it's like a. I feel like, me personally, I feel like there's a hype to this game to show to movie thing. You know what I mean? Like I feel like right now, like everybody's tuned in with The Last of Us. It's like on Twitter, it was everywhere when when it was dropping. The Walking Dead 2, when it was first came out, it had the game, the show, whatever. Like I feel like there's so much more focus on it, hyper focus on it, to where back then in the days it was just like a normal thing.
I think it's one of the first times you got a game that's like critically acclaimed. Like everybody fucking loves this game. Is getting an adaptation. Like Street Fighter is it's a fighting game. Mario's Mario, Sonic. They did some other games like Tomb Raider, Resident Evil, other things like that. Like it's the first time where for me, and then Uncharted. They had a chance to make something really cool with Uncharted because again, a lot of people love Uncharted, but I don't know. I think it's the right IP. It's in the right hands. Like you got The Last of Us in the hands of HBO. Like those two things together, there's gonna be a hype surrounding that.
And I'm not gonna lie too. Resident Evil I love the Resident Evil movie series. I love them. I think they're good. I think they're good.
Tripping.
I would like to move the conversation into that direction though. What movies or game film adaptations that are underrated in our opinion? So what do you think makes the Resident Evil Revelation, the 4 or 5 part movie thing with the guy who had a hard on for his wife, so he input her in every movie? She's not even a real character in the series. What made that series so good for you? I watched 1, 2, and then by 2 I was checked out.
Same.
Just the storyline.
I don't think I ever saw any of them. I think I've seen like bits and pieces. I've seen clips of them.
You don't watch movies. This is insane. This is insane. I like the storyline. I like every time it ended, like I wanted to know what happened next. Because obviously you guys play the game. I didn't play the game, right? So it's like I only know bits and pieces through you guys. But so maybe that's probably why I don't have any type of disgust, taste, or anything for it. Because maybe if I played the game and I would have noticed that they added people that weren't in the game or whatever, like, you know what I mean? So maybe that's the problem that you guys are having with it. But for me, that's the only reason why I like Resident Evil, just because of that, the movies.
Wow.
Dead ass. Like,
that's Christ. So interesting.
That is very interesting.
That's a take of unprecedented proportions. I only like the video games because of the movies. That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah. I mean, that's just... I don't know.
To Doughy's question, I will say that the Resident Evil movie series is underrated, mainly because they've made like 5 or 6 of these things.
They sell.
Somebody must be watching these movies.
The
box office wise, they're doing well.
They do well.
Yeah.
Yes.
So they must be doing
the
something
final
good.
chapter. January 27, 2017 made $312 million.
Yeah.
Wait, what was the budget on that one though?
I don't think it can be that. I mean, I don't know that. I'm just seeing how much these grossed worldwide. And some of these numbers are really big. Resident Evil Afterlife, 300 million. Resident Evil Retribution, 240 million. It's like
So the budget on that movie was 40 million.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It made it over like 5 times over.
Resident Evil Apocalypse, 129 million. It's like all of them did really, really well.
Yeah.
Hence why I say they're underrated. Like, we might not like them as a faithful representation of what the games are. As a movie, they're doing something right because they're resonating with someone.
Yep.
Like, it ain't for me. I watched the first one, which mainly was like a recreation of the first movie or of the first game with this added character, and they changed a bunch of shit and ended kind of weird. And then they made the second movie, which was kind of a recreation of Nemesis, but it also ended super weird. After that, these guys go off the fucking rails. I tuned into the third movie a little bit, and I was like, I can't watch this shit. It's about nothing. It's just like made up. It's just Alice, zombies, more Umbrella Corporation shit, and they're just getting crazy. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking forward to them making a video game from one of these movies. That might be fun.
That's crazy.
That would be cool.
That might be my first Resident Evil game I actually want to play.
What if it turns out bad? What if it's like that Street Fighter video game that was the adaptation of the Street Fighter movie?
That was bad.
That one was real bad.
Street Fighter, the movie, the game. That was bad. That was so bad. I remember we had that. I played that on like Sega Saturn or some shit. It was horrible.
Underrated.
They did the Mortal Kombat thing where they had like it looked like the real people were in the game. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. It was like live animation. It was like they did the Mortal Kombat thing. It was terrible.
Right. It looked horrible.
I got 2 real quick. One, damn, how could I lose it that quickly?
Tomb Raider is one of those?
You made it one word in.
I had 2.
Tomb Raider is another underrated one.
One of them was Silent Hill. The first Silent Hill movie is actually, in my opinion,
Tony doesn't like
really good. It's a really they capture the essence of Silent Hill, and they capture the essence of Pyramid Head. The nurses are really good in that movie. All the way through.
Movie. Okay.
The first Silent Hill movie that came out.
Trash.
The first. Are you serious?
And I played Silent Hill, the game. I played that game.
I don't know.
I heard the movies were pretty good, honestly. I actually never. I've been meaning to go back and watch the Silent Hill movies.
Second movie's okay. It's not that bad.
I didn't watch it, but I know I really, really enjoyed the first movie. There's a scene where Pyramid Head grabs this woman and then grabs her by her chest, and then he starts twisting her flesh off, and he takes all her flesh off. He just grabs it and like takes it off of her. It shit looks crazy. And then he throws her at the church doors, and it's closing, and everybody gets mad blood over them because it still went. It was fucking crazy. I felt like they captured when the bell starts ringing, that the whole world changes. Like you hear like the alarm sounding.
That's cool. Yeah.
They caught that very well. I was like, all right, this is ambient as fuck.
But no, that's the thing what Pucho was saying too. Like they'll get like good things that you could pick from the game and be like, oh yeah, that was in the game. Like, but they hate it with the story too, though. That's the thing. Yes. They capitalize. So they did all the game things like the Pyramid Head, the clock tower, royal bell ringing, whatever the fuck. And then they put a story into it. That's fantastic. Yeah. That movie's good. Like I said, the game wasn't that good.
I remember the second one, the one that I feel like is underrated as well, the Final Fantasy Spirits Within movie. I really enjoyed that.
That's a hot one.
I really enjoyed that movie all thoroughly. I remember being very impressed by it. And I still watch it. It does, in my opinion, have this this layer of boredom attached to it. It's like a layer of just like it just makes you want to go to sleep, but it's good. I like the game a lot.
It wasn't even like a Final Fantasy game. It like movie. It was like it's a straight up sci-fi movie. Yeah, just straight up. It's Earth getting overrun by like these these parasitic alien creatures, and they just slap Final Fantasy on the title.
I was gonna ask, like, is it tied into the plot of any of the games? Like, I know there's some weird ones, like the Crystal Chronicles have their own weird shit going on in the Final Fantasy universe, but like, was it tied into any of that?
I don't think so.
Doughy got me hyped though, because I thought he was
sure.
gonna say Advent Children, because I will accept Advent Children as a fantastic Final Fantasy
It's a great
movie.
one. I'm just saying underrated.
Yeah, it's definitely underrated because everybody fucking hates it. People hate the spirits within it. When I first watched the movie, I watched it, maybe it was like 98, 99. I can vaguely remember this. I was hyped as fuck for a Final Fantasy movie, and it was a dud for me. And then as I got older, I was like, you know what? Ignoring the fact that it's called Final Fantasy, it's not a bad movie. It's actually a good movie. I could actually sit there and watch the movie. And even to this day, I think I went back and watched some of it the other day. The CG is actually still pretty good. Like, it looks
Yes,
fine.
it holds up.
This is a 20-something-year-old movie. Like, the animation holds up. Like, the lighting looks off, but it's 20-something years old. Man.
Another one that did great numbers, but was underrated. Need for Speed.
Yeah,
Right. I was gonna say Need for Speed did good numbers, and they could get that Fast and Furious money, dude. People
they
fucking they just love themselves some Fast and the Furious. Like,
That's crazy.
I don't know how we went from racing cars to fucking going outer space, but like Need for Speed could tap into that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
No, yeah, bro.
and it had the guy from Breaking Bad,
Bad.
Aaron Paul. It made a lot.
And
got
Cuddy
a
was in there. Don't
22
forget about that.
22% on Rotten
Tomato.
Tomato. I'm actually gonna go watch this and see how it is.
You never watched the movie?
No, I never watched this.
Oh shit! Yeah, it did 203 million. I don't even know
Oh,
what
look.
was the.
Rami Malek is in the movie.
So switching it up a little bit here, we went from games to movies. What about books and movies? Because we all know HBO has held it down when it comes to books and movies. Like
have they? I can't even think.
Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah,
My favorite book series.
What?
I can't even think of anything.
Yeah, this is crazy.
Yeah, books are kind of a cheat code though. Like I don't know, the HBO thing, I don't know. But pretty much every movie you like is based on a book. Like, so it's just like, I don't know. Hollywood is just full. I could name like 100 movies based off a book. Like, there's like the fucking, I'm pretty sure all like the Bourne movies, those are like, what's
Yep,
that guy?
Tom
like,
Clancy books.
There's John Grissom and then Tom Clancy, and those guys all make those like detective books and shit like that.
Hollywood loves Cormac McCarthy adaptations. You've got The Road. You've got No Country for Old Men. Like,
Stephen King is in a league of his own with his movie adaptations. The guy has an endless list of things that have been adapted.
they're about to adapt The Dark Tower again. Did you see that?
No, but that's hype because okay, let's say this. Idris Elba as my man Roland Deschain, I'm totally fine with. I like Idris
I was
Elba.
on
but
board.
that movie sucked.
Dude,
It sucked.
Dude, I was on board with Idris Elba as Roland. I was on board with Matthew McConaughey as the walking man, whatever term you want to use
Walter,
for
the
him.
Man in Black, whatever the fuck, yeah.
Yeah, I was down for that. I thought they were both fantastic. But yeah, that adaptation was not what I wanted. But the new one is being made by Flanagan from what are the ones that he made? Why am I blanking? He made the vampire. What he makes a bunch of the
Blade?
Netflix ones. No, he makes a bunch of the Netflix ones.
Flanagan.
Why you fucking?
Yeah,
mad?
the Flaniverse. He's got Haunting of Hill House. He's
Ooh,
got
that's
Haunting of Bly Manor. He's got what is the other one? Black Mass. Is that what it is? Or
These all sound like horror movies.
yes, they all have kind of like horror, spooky vibes to them. Yeah, Mike Flanagan is the guy's name. Yeah, the other one he did is Midnight Club, Midnight Mass. He did Doctor Sleep. He's got the pedigree, he's got the background, and he's done adaptations of Stephen King's work before
Right,
because he worked on.
Doctor Sleep. That first half of that movie was really good. I was really into it, and then the second half they lost me a little bit. But that's the sequel to The Shining. If anybody watches Shining. But.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't know how much to fault like the movie for that or to fault Stephen King, because I do love Stephen King, but the man cannot end books to save his damn life. His endings always feel kind of like last minute, just kind of thrown together.
Another one too. The Lord of the Rings was huge.
Yeah. Like I said, bro, you're gonna find there'll be no end to the list of book to movie adaptations. Like I said, Stephen King has at least 40 adaptations. I'll bet my life on there's 40 things. 40 books that he's written that's made it to TV or movies.
So then what do you guys think are like top dogs for movies that came from
For like
novels?
adaptations?
Yeah,
I mean,
top dogs.
That I don't know if it counts or not, but that Watchmen series that was on HBO
Yeah.
was amazing.
Yeah. That was pretty good. Like I said, HBO knocks it out the park, man.
But I don't know if it counts though, because it was like inspired by the Watchmen graphic novel, but it was its own new story that they came up with.
Yeah, I mean, I liked it.
You're asking what's the best
like, what do you
movie that was based on a book?
Endgame, like adaptation. Like, what's the top? What's the big?
Oh, it's
dogs?
definitely gonna be a book. It's not gonna be.
You don't think a game will outdo it?
No,
Dude,
there's
are you
no
serious?
game movie that exists right now that comes anywhere near like the list of movies. Like I could list. It's isn't like there's Fight Club. There's it. You said the Lord of the Rings. There's fucking The Shining, To Kill a Mockingbird, Silence of the Lambs, like The Color Purple, The Devil Wears Prada, 12 Years a Slave, fucking Call Me by Your Name, Brokeback Mountain.
I get it.
It doesn't end. The list will never end.
so-
I could just keep going. It's forever.
So let me hit you with give me the top three. You think they're
Like
all
from
time?
video game ones.
Let's go to
Yeah, we gotta
novels
talk
because
video
game.
game.
I don't.
If we're talking video game ones. It's easy. It's
Yeah.
It's Pokemon Detective Pikachu. It's Sonic the Hedgehog.
Somehow Rampage
I
did
think
really
you're
well.
Bugging. Let me go.
I'm
back
gonna
to the
go
list.
with Double Dragon.
Ugh.
One of the worst movies I've ever watched in my entire life. One of the worst days of my life. I remember I was hungry. It's one of the few days I was hungry in my house. Right? My mom always had mad food in the crib. I remember I was just eating slices of yellow Kraft cheese while watching Double Dragon. It's a bizarre memory, and it's one of the worst experiences of my life. The two things combined made for one of the worst days of my life, probably. Watching Double Dragon and eating Kraft singles right out the plastic, just opening them and eating cheese. It wasn't pretty.
What was more funny to me was Horizon Forbidden West giving you diarrhea.
Bro, worse than diarrhea, bro. It took me out for a day and a half. Yeah, I was falling asleep. I was throwing up. I had diarrhea. I slept for over 24 hours straight. I went to sleep. I hibernated. Like, it was horrible. That was bad. That was bad. I'll give you that one. That was bad.
Yeah, I'll give you Pokemon. I would say Tomb Raider.
These are your favorite?
No, I'm saying well, my opinion, I think like are top, like good ones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
these are your favorite
Angelina
movie.
Jolie Tomb Raider.
What other Tomb Raider do you know?
The new one is
There's
good
a
too.
new
I mean, the new
one.
one's
The new
good,
one
but
is good, too.
I'm mostly talking about. I'm talking about all of them, but Angelina Jolie was.
I think the new one is better because it's like more
Gritty.
normal action. Whereas like that Tomb Raider movie came out in that weird time where like the
Matrix.
movie will start playing like badass music while an action sequence is going on. It just felt so like campy and cheesy. You're like, ugh, like
You had Limp Bizkit on every soundtrack.
And then we gotta say, I said Pokemon, Tomb Raider. Oh, and Hitman. I like Hitman. To me, that's like. I know you guys.
There's
don't
a
that's
like
an
Max-
interesting list.
Has anybody ever
I'm-
watched Max Payne?
It's
have
not
not.
great. It's not what I wanted out of a Max Payne movie. I don't want fucking Mark Wahlberg in my Max Payne movie. Okay, I don't want.
Oh, Mark Wahlberg was
as
playing
Max
it?
Payne.
Oh, I gotta watch that. He's a good actor.
Yeah, sure he is.
And it did 85 million. Wow, you're a hater.
You don't think Mark Wahlberg's a good actor?
I think Mark Wahlberg is a body, and I think that he's got an action body, and I think that's all that he brings into any film that he's in. With a few exceptions, like Ted and the other guys, he is funny, but or he can
He was
be
good
funny.
in The Departed.
Departed, facts.
But Mark Wahlberg's best role, okay? No one else could have done this role, all right? The Big Hit, okay? Don't sleep on The Big Hit. My dog Melvin Smiley is one of the world's greatest assassins, all right? Go
never
check
watched
this out.
The Big
I
Hit.
loved The
Which
Big Hit as a
movie
kid.
is it? The Big Hit is the name of the movie.
I'm like 99% positive. Who else is in that movie? The guy from The Bamba, all right? He was the bad guy in that movie, La Bamba. Oh God, I can't remember his name, but you'll recognize him when you see him.
Yeah, I think you're tripping, bro. We got Mile 22, Joe Bell. That's a good movie. Pucho, you should watch it for sure. Infinite that just came out for Netflix. That's decent. Obviously, you know Ted. Deepwater Horizon, another good movie.
Yeah.
Also, The Fighter. Another great fucking movie. Those are good fucking movies. Lone Survivor.
Boogie Nights. Okay, no one else. Okay,
Boogie Nights.
could whip out a dick like Dirk Diggler. Okay,
I would
my
say
dog Mark Wahlberg.
I would say the Boogie Nights might be the only example y'all gave me where his acting actually adds anything.
He's a horrible actor in that movie. I think he was too young. He was still Marky Mark. It was a weird time.
Bro,
But I just love saying the name Dirk Diggler.
Dirk Diggler.
Dirk Diggler.
Bro, Invincible, that Disney movie, fucking good. He's a walk-on Eagles player, whatever. Like that.
There's only one Invincible we talk about in this podcast, and it's the only one that deserves to be
Yep.
called Invincible.
Facts.
Let that be known.
Facts. Okay, so you're three. You said Tomb Raider,
Yep.
Hitman, and Detective Pikachu.
Pokemon. Yep.
Pokemon. Not Detective Pikachu.
No, yeah. Pikachu's good. I like it. Yeah.
I don't understand. Sorry. Is it Detective Pikachu or
Yes.
not?
Yes. I said
Okay,
yes.
because you said Pokemon.
Yeah, I was just saying like 21 Pokemon. I was doing that.
All right.
I think
My favorite movies. Okay, I'm looking at a list real quick. All right, real quick. And it's gonna be controversial. All right.
DK Assassin's Creed.
I'm gonna say the Super Mario Brothers movie. I'm gonna say the first Mortal Kombat movie.
I forgot about
And
that
then
Damn.
probably I haven't watched the second Sonic movie, so maybe it'll be that one. But I like Sonic. Those will probably be my three. I don't really like all the video game movies are kind of shit.
That's what I was gonna say. This list of video game adaptations is fucking weak. There's a lot of bad movies here. My three would be the first Sonic movie, Detective Pikachu, and the original Super Mario Bros. Movie. And one of those I recognize is actually not a good movie, but the nostalgia is too strong. Super Mario Bros. Nostalgia is too strong.
Super Mario Brothers and Mortal Kombat. The nostalgia is too strong there for me. I just enjoy those movies.
I feel like Pucho had to say Super Mario Brothers coming from New York. He had to have say that. There's no way Pucho don't add Super Mario Bros. To his list without getting any flack for it. You've coming from New York, you got to put Mario's on your list.
A question real quick. Because one of mine is Wreck-It Ralph. The first Wreck-It Ralph. Is that considered a video game movie?
I would call it video game adjacent, but no, it's not a video game movie. Wreck-It Ralph ain't a game. I don't think it's a game. I think it's made up.
Yeah, it's a made up game. It's not a real one.
They
I
do.
really
I think it's cool. They got like Blanca's in there. I think Cam
Yeah.
Lee is in there. I think Donkey
Zangief.
Kong is in there. Zangief is in. Like they got a crazy cast of characters in there that do like Q*bert's in there. They got a lot of video game characters in there. So like it's fun from that perspective. That's why I call it video game adjacent. But I don't think it's a video game movie. It's a video game themed movie. You know. This is probably why it did well. If we're talking beyond movies, there are far more options to pick from. Like, cause then you got there's some TV shows and stuff.
Oh
like
yeah,
that, like Pokemon's the fucking obvious. Like, it's like a decent anime series based off a video game, and it's been going on. I mean, Ash just became the world's greatest Pokemon trainer, just like this, like in 2022. His journey's been going on for 20 years or some shit like that. So.
And they're retiring him. This is his last. This is the last season with Ash as like the protagonist in that show.
I mean, once you're the best, you gotta hang it up. You gotta finish the best, or else you're gonna lose. That's
Pokemon's almost like a cheat. Like there's 500 Pokemon spin-off movies from the animated series. There's a lot of them.
They had a bunch of Street Fighter animated movies that were fun. Like Street Fighter, the animated movie, I think is what it's called. That movie was fucking awesome. Again, not crazy faithful to Street Fighter, but it was just fun. A lot of the rivalries and things. I grew up a big Street Fighter fan. That was a fun movie to watch.
What's your 3, Doe? Didn't say it yet.
This is probably gonna be nothing. Silent Hill. Yeah, I think that's gonna be it. Silent Hill.
Damn. Not even Resident Evil, your little game movies, no?
I mean, I guess the first Resident Evil was pretty decent. But yeah.
You like Angry Birds? That one good for you?
No.
I can't believe they fucking made a movie, bro. That's crazy.
All right, I want to talk. Are you done, Doughy? Sorry, are you searching for another game?
I'm
right.
Yeah, I'm looking.
I do want to talk
anything.
upcoming video game adaptations, or just maybe not so much upcoming, but video game adaptations that are in the works. Okay, and I say in the works in quotes because I remember when a Metal Gear Solid movie was supposed to come out in the year, I don't know if it was 2008 or 2012. A long fucking time ago, and it never happened. It's still owned by a studio. There's still, every like 3 years, they're like, yeah, we're working on the Metal Gear movie. This shit ain't never coming out. But there's a couple in the chamber that I think is cool. Like, obviously, the best video game adaptation as a movie is gonna be the new Super Mario Brothers movie that's coming out soon.
Yeah,
guaranteed. That movie looks fire. Like I watched that second and third trailer, and I'm hyped to watch this movie now.
I can't wait to watch the Brazilian dub of this movie with subtitles on, so I can get some real good quality voice acting on my Mario.
Nah, I need my Jack Black. All right, I'm not gonna give up the Jack Black to throw away the other guy.
Can someone make a special dub of this movie for me? That anytime Mario's talking, it's a Brazilian Mario, but everyone else, you can just keep the voice actor the same.
Is the Brazilian Mario talking English, or is he speaking Brazilian?
He's speaking, what is it, Portuguese or whatever?
Portuguese, they talk Brazilian. I'm
He's
tripping.
Speaking Brazilian.
Yeah, I'm tripping.
BioShock's supposed to drop one.
You saw how quick I owned it, though, Tony? You saw how fast I owned
BioShock.
it? Write it down. Just write it down.
BioShock's supposedly dropping. I don't know if it was a movie or a show. I think that'd be interesting.
BioShock is a really good environment to make some kind of adaptation. I'd be down for that.
It could be really good, yeah.
Because I did not enjoy the games that much, actually. I thought that the gameplay, the controls are kind of weak for what they want you to do. And there's some really hard levels there where it's like you're fighting people and it's easy, and then you get to like this Big Daddy section and there's 500 enemies plus a Big Daddy attacking you. It's like, this shit is impossible. there was no ramp up to this.
0 to 100.
Yeah. So yeah, there's a Super Mario Brothers movie. Universal also owns the rights to make a Zelda animated movie, and I feel like that could be really fucking cool. Depending on how they do that, especially like Link is historically a silent protagonist. You're not going to be able to make a movie with a character that doesn't talk. So I'm interested to see like if they could add so much to his character in this movie that I think it'll be a cool move.
They need to do it Spider-Verse style, where it's the Zelda-verse, because all the links are supposed to be the same link but in a different timeline or some shit like that, right? Isn't that the theory behind Zelda?
Yeah, historically it was just all bullshit. And then Nintendo came out with the Zelda timeline, and they linked all the games in ways that fans didn't agree on. But,
Yeah, so they could do some fun little like multiverse, time travel, twisty nonsense with the show. It could be cool the way that they tie it together.
Yeah. I think Fallout could be a good world to make a video or movie in show.
For sure.
Yeah.
Sifu, all right? Apparently there's a Sifu movie in the works, okay? And I feel like that could be really fucking cool. I love me some kung fu movies. And I actually really enjoyed the shit out of Sifu. I'm one trophy shy of the Sifu Platinum, and I just refuse to do it. I'm not gonna do it, but I'm actually bummed out that trophy's in the game.
You said it's the grindy one where you have to like die X amount of times or some shit.
Nah, it's a trophy. It's like you gotta get every single like kill animation in the game or something, and there's just like dozens of animations.
And
you know, you gotta
tracking.
kill someone against a rail, you gotta kill someone on a couch, you gotta kill someone on a chair, you gotta kill someone, and it's just like, yeah, they don't track it, you don't know which one you're missing. It's just do them all. There's 20 or something. I'm like, I'm not gonna do it. It bummed me out. There's a Portal movie in the works. I think Portal is another property where there's a lot of room for filling things in, especially the first Portal game. Like there's basically no story in that first Portal game. The second Portal game, which is I think I like Portal 1, the puzzles better, but Portal 2 is the much better game.
Yeah, Portal 2 is definitely the better game. It's got co-op. The banter is better. They really let like the AI go a little bit more off the rails in the second one.
For sure. And then I saw there's a Ghost of Tsushima movie in the works.
That should be good. That's a really good game.
Right. I'm like, there's some. There again. It's just a samurai movie that like it's a tried and true formula. All they got to make sure is that they're doing something right, and it'll be good. Especially a game like that. It doesn't even have to be faithful to the game. You know what I'm saying? Like it could just be a samurai themed game about some guys trying to defend their island from a Mongol invasion. Like most, like I don't know. I can't imagine a lot of people are gonna be mad. Like, oh, they didn't do the exact thing that happened. You know what I'm saying? It's an open world game. There's just a lot of room for do whatever the fuck you want,
Yeah, I think I see here on a list Twisted Metal. Twisted Metal seems like it could be good.
I don't know how they're gonna make that into a show or anything. I think there is a Twisted Metal show coming out, right, or a movie or something.
It could be done. I think yeah. Like there's enough. There's a bad guy. There's some world building. You got Axel with no arms, stuck in a machine. I want to see who feeds him. Like, how does this guy get his nutrition?
How does he take a shit? How does he fuck? How does he do anything? The guy's just like this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you guys see that they're doing a Grounded one too.
Like, isn't that just Honey, I Shrunk the Kids?
Yeah, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Yeah. They're gonna bring Rick Moranis in.
Yeah, they better be Rick Moranis. What do you mean? Yeah, it's exactly Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Not really. I mean,
there are kids shrunk in the backyard, and they're fighting ants, and they're trying to figure out.
It's such a huge gap, though. So it's not. It's like can't really.
It's just Stranger Things plus Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Right. I think it's cool. It should be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Devil May Cry might be dope as an anime. No?
I don't know. It's just yeah, maybe those like mid 2000s video game adaptations, they just tainted me so bad. I'm shocked they didn't do a Devil May Cry back then because it would fit right in with all the other shit movies they made in that era.
Oh my god, there'd be some Paramore on that soundtrack.
There's a lot of games. Like remember that game Firewatch? There's that's like a movie that's I shouldn't say that there is a movie. These are movies. These are studios have bought the rights to make that movie. Whether they're gonna happen or not, who the fuck knows? But I thought Firewatch was cool. There's Death Stranding. There's Duke Nukem. There's Borderlands. Just Dance. I know we're all hyped to see the Just Dance movie.
I don't.
Everybody's gonna be flailing their little arms with their Wiimotes, you know.
This is the cash grab stuff we were talking about, though, where it's just like studios see it like, oh, movie adaptations are making money now. What IP can we buy for cheap to make a movie out of?
Facts. There's a Minecraft movie that could be fun. Why do I feel like there was a Minecraft movie already?
I feel like there's been talks about a Minecraft movie for years. Maybe that's what it is.
The Paramount Pictures they own the rights to make a Yakuza movie.
Oh,
Yakuza could be a good movie. Yeah.
That'd be probably a better show. You're muted. It's like an ongoing.
Yeah,
it
could definitely be a good show. It could even be like a good drama.
I think better show than movie, personally.
It'd be a little bit of a comedy mix in there. It'd be like a comedy drama kind of mix.
And Metal Gear
those games are goofy. Those games are very goofy.
And Metal Gear should be a movie and a fucking show.
Metal Gear's already a movie.
And Greg, drop it.
What an angry man.
There's 10 hours of gameplay and 40 hours of cutscenes in those games.
We want a movie, all right?
Some would say.
I mean, is that the only game that's ever done some shit like that? Right? I'm assuming.
Hideo Kojima definitely started the trend, or he like enhanced the trend.
You know what I need? A live adaptation of Katamari.
Oh.
We love Katamari, but like real life. I need that.
How are they doing a Minecraft movie? Minecraft has a story.
That would be fucking hilarious. Seeing mad like cats and dogs and humans getting rolled up, and the humans are in the ball just like that would be fucked. Like, especially if it was like live action, like whatever CG they got to do to make that happen. But that'd be fucked.
But yeah, that would be just like the kind of movie that you just take some edibles, you do some kind of psychedelic, and you just go and watch the Katamari movie. It's gonna be insane.
Is there a storyline of Minecraft?
No.
So how the fuck are they gonna make a movie? Like, what the fuck could you possibly?
Well, they've made
it's literally the best thing they could do is you have a world, this blocky world with creepers and skeletons and spiders, and make a movie. Write your own original thing. No one can shit on it. No one can. Like, there's no story.
They got
like,
a
it's
cheat
the
code.
best. Yeah, they got a cheat code there. And then it's going to, kids, when that movie drops, it's going to be a box office smash. I'm telling you right now, all the kids are going to go out and watch the Minecraft movie. I'm telling you.
Now maybe even some adults, because the fan
I'd go
base
watch
has
it with
grown
my
up.
kid. Yeah, I grew up. I thought I was a man when I first played Minecraft, but
I think it would mix well with like a Lego movie.
Maybe.
With
Lego
that kind of
movie do
vibe, that
okay.
kind of
Yeah.
style. Yeah.
But
Yeah, absolutely.
well, ladies and gentlemen, if you stuck with us through this whole entire episode, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button, hit that like, that follow, comment. Tell us how much you love and miss Pucho antagonizing me throughout the show. I don't get away with nothing when he's here. Kind of fed up with it. Kind of want to go back.
Pooch?
I would just want to say there's a Far Cry movie that came out.
Yeah.
$30 million budget. They made $743,000. That shit is horrible.
I didn't even remember there was a Far Cry movie, to
I
be
didn't
honest.
know that either.
That's why it's never been talked about. They went.
What a dud.
Damn.
They released it in one theater.
It's with Till Schweiger.
Who the
You
hell
guys
is
will
that?
know him when you see him, but you don't know who he is.
That's crazy. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is the One Up Podcast. Like always, go one up yourself. Peace.
Later, guys.